Apparently, whoever my grandfather is or my parents are, it doesn't matter. Just my grandmother matters, apparently. Or that's the only one that Rafi knows. My point being that until I showed up.
Well, regardless, the Seekers are still important because if my grandfather was a Seeker, and then he went out into the world, and then my father was in the world, and then he met your grandmother, and then she met a Jinn, and then that's when you were back in the Daymay. So if the Seekers wouldn't have done anything, then the Globes would have just stayed in the Underdark, and then none of that would have happened, and then you wouldn't be here. So we still are accomplishing things, and we know what we have to do.
It's unclear as whether or not my grandmother met your father before or after she had her kid, who was already a Gloamling, partially, I guess. And apparently the other ancestors don't matter, but it's not your father, so that is that may have happened regardless of whether or not the Seekers had been out in the world. It may have just been some other Gloamling that Rafi doesn't tell me about.
Or maybe it was important. You don't know. We're going to operate under the assumption that it was important until further notice.
I'm done with prophecies.
Also,
we're finding the
Jinn.
Jinn.
To tell me that your grandmother was my father's adopted sister, because then I could be really happy that we were like second cousins. But you left that part out very conveniently, Mr. Sir.
Yeah, Harmony's just very upset right now. Rafi should have just told Gloamlings all his intel that wasn't curiosity ages ago when he was literally at the place with everybody. And we could have known what was going on a lot earlier. Look.
Well, at least Harmony agrees now that Rafi is annoying and doesn't want to tell people anything useful.
No, he told me things I think he would have told other people earlier. Maybe he was just too busy being sad he had to be with a kid that he just wallowed in his own self-pity and got too much.
So did Rafi say what we should do next? Did he say that we could close the rift? All we have to do is find a sword?
I'm the only one who can find the Jinn. If the Jinn are the ones who are closing the rift, or I'm closing the rifts, or what you're even doing here, he couldn't answer me, because I asked him, what's the point of the Seekers then if I'm the one who's seeking the Jinn? And he's just like, shrug, / long story, and then he walked off and took a nap.
So if he knew anything from his actions, his next step was to tell us to sleep.
Yeah, he said, I asked him, do you have anything else important to tell me? And he shook his head emphatically yes, and then walked away and went to sleep.
So he was maybe saying that was for another day.
You would think if it's important, you just tell me now. No.
Maybe he can't yet, for some odd reason.
I said, can you tell me anything else important? So that means he's able to tell me. So he's not waiting for anything. He's just choosing to sleep because he's a cat and stupid. And he's talking really loudly, trying to wake Rafi up.
Rafi stretches some more and digs in a little more comfortably into Curiosity's shoulders.
Rafi, you regenerate, right, when you're dead?
He wakes up and he looks at you.
Curiosity's like, no.
And Bramble just kind of steps a little in front of Harmony.
Look,
but just think how far we've accomplished even we were supposed to be doing. That we've come down to this awesome moment in history.
He puts his claws down over Curiosity's hand.
The Seeker and the one person who can find the Jinn are now teamed up. This is perfect. And we didn't even know this was supposed to happen. So clearly this is fate. And now that we do know what we're supposed to be doing, it'll go even better.
Everyone else died?
Well, everyone's going to die eventually.
Not everyone dies a horrible death looking for something that can't be found until we happen to show up because it was fated to be that way. If it's fate that people have to die, I reject fate entirely as a principle. And he storms off.
I have some bad news for you, Harmony.
And then he just needs some time. It's been a long day. Let's just let it lie.
Ralphie climbs up onto your head and it goes back to sleep.
And I just kind of go after Harmony.
Can you fly?
Yeah, I think Harmony's up and away now.
Yeah, he's gone. He's at the very least sitting at the corner of the canyon. He's sitting at the top of the canyon. And if you try to
I'm just going to stand wherever I saw him fly up. Towards that direction.
Ralphie kind of gets over your head, Curiosity, and he looks down, upside down at your face. And then he licks your nose.
I'm glad they like each other now.
I just pat Rafi on the head, and then I'm like, okay, I think it's time to go to sleep. Where's the arcane tent?
He points to the canyon. So, and then as you
I guess I
come in,
never did bring that to them, did I?
The real question is, did we do the sparring before or after this happened?
Before.
I was
Dang it.
before. Yeah.
so then curiosity as you start re-entering the camp, you get in through like a little passageway, and then out of nowhere you hear, "I've been waiting for you," and something jumps out of the corner behind you. Where have you been? It has been so long. I have so many things to tell you. Like for
Yeah,
one
we
thing,
had a meeting, and then I had to go sit behind the sand dune and then do nothing, and it was super boring.
that is stupid. Why would you do that? I have a ton of things to show you. In fact, do you want to see my journal? I have all
Sure.
the things I've done in it. Did you know? Have I told you that my dad he owns a duck? He owns a duck, and he's seen lots of things like the dragonborn, and I've got that all in
The
the
ones with
journal.
the wings?
I have a picture of one. Well,
Oh,
one
a
of
picture.
I drew it, but it's, it's close. And she flips through her book. She shows you, and there is dragonborn. They look older and like a little bit heavier, carry like sagging a little bit in the drawing, but they do have wings. And the one she shows, she in particular has like a very elaborate headdress and some very fine clothes. I think he was a diplomat. That's why he came here. He's like super important, which is why I drew him. It was so much fun. I played planks on him, but my dad said that we would get fired, so that's not a good idea.
Fired from what? I thought you guys were just hunters. How was a diplomat going to fire you? Also, what was he a diplomat from? I lived in Taju for like 3 years. I never saw any dragonborn that had wings.
Never.
No.
Maybe they hide it from visitors. Maybe it's a secret.
And then their diplomat goes around with wings and everybody can see it.
Look, I don't know the rules. I'm just telling you I saw one, and then look, it had wings. Look, are you telling me I'm a liar?
Maybe he had illusionary magic.
That's possible. I didn't check real hard. I didn't touch them.
Well, where was this person? Where was this dragonborn? What city was that in?
East Hill Shore, where I'm from. It's the main city of Saurians.
Oh.
It's
What
like
continent
right
is that on?
this one.
Ah.
You do not know where Saurians are from. We're from here.
I mean, I've read in books, but there's a lot of other races, and I don't really know the geography of the surface off the top of my head.
That's right, because you're from underground. Well. I know everything about everything, so I will tell you.
Oh,
about
that's awesome! I want to know everything about everything too.
Okay, great. So here, well, no, where do we, like, like history stuff, right? Like,
Yeah.
do I have to explain how the world got made, or like, how far are we? Is the beginning here?
I know stuff.
That's not really helpful.
I have intelligence, historical, lore focus.
Let's see, what does she have? I'm pretty sure she has that too.
I pull out my book that I bought and I try to copy her drawing of the dragonborn with wings.
You're doing it wrong. You got to draw them a little bit bigger, with more of a curve. I'll show you. Anyway, like I said, Ilskil Shore. That's the main city of the Saurian where I live, and it's just like below Taju. I'm surprised you never heard of it. It's literally like right below Taju. Like across the ocean and down. Like that's where my city is. Also, I almost lost my pen there. Oops. Anyway, it's right down there, and then you've got the Quester people, which is where we are, and then you've got the Tinkerglint people, which is down where that's the gnome place, and then what else? Oh, there's have you ever been to Mechatork?
No.
It's a city full of robots.
Robots?
I've been there once. It was the creepiest place ever. They have like no souls. Well, they have souls. They're like trapped in the body. So
Wait, there are robots with souls.
Mm-hmm.
Did the gnomes make them?
That's what Nyla says. It says it was a bad experiment that went really super wrong, and then they like trapped themselves in the robot bodies.
Oh, that sounds creepy.
It was very creepy. They had like no life in the well. They didn't. Some of them didn't even have eyes. That's what made them weird. Like seriously, some of them chose to look like dogs. Like who would do that? Like dogs? I mean, they're cute, but like who would want to be a dog? Well, actually, never mind. That sounds actually pretty fun. I would do that. But, like, for one time, I like being with legs. Both dogs have legs. But you know what I mean. Like, bipedal legs.
Mm-hmm. So what about the djinn? Do you know anything about the djinn?
What's a djinn?
What? You don't know what a djinn is?
No. That sounds like
What?
a made-up story. I think
I'm
you're
not.
right. Yes, you are. You're making things up.
Yeah, we've seen a djinn, well, sort of in real life. Did you know that Harmony is 1/4 djinn? It's very cool. We just found out about it.
Does
Or
he have
something.
special powers?
Yeah, he can use djinn magic.
See, that still sounds like a myth. See, his special powers is he can only use things from the things that don't exist. Like, see, that doesn't really prove anything. Now,
Yeah,
does
there's this stone that we found that the enchantress that we met, or whatever, potion maker lady, says that it doesn't have any magic on it, but every time that Harmony holds it, he sees this weird vision.
Really? What does the vision do? Is it like super cool? Is it boring? It's probably boring.
I don't remember exactly what is it. Is that the vision that tells me he has to go somewhere?
It's like a
What is
message.
it called? Yeah. What does it say? Autumn Dream? Is that what it is?
Yes, on a dream is
Yes.
yes.
It's a message that says he has to take
No,
the
it's
stone
not
to
on a
Autumn
dream. It's actually not on a dream. He doesn't remember the name of it.
Oh,
Have you ever been to
before.
Autumn Dream? Oh, really?
It's not really remarkable. It's like a little town in the Oasis.
Well, there must be a lot of people there because we have like 1,000 missions from like everyone that we knew, and they all want us to deliver different things to different people there.
Why? It's like a stop on the way to Quester. It's not really that important. I mean, it's got some pretty places. The tavern's fun, but
Do they have a gateway to the gnome teleportation system there?
no, that would be in Quester. You don't get portals.
Curiosity's like, then why do we have to go there to request permission for one? That seems strange if they don't even have one. I think that I don't really know what we're supposed to be doing, but I thought that's what we were going there for.
No, the only other town that has a gate is Seashine. And that's like across the water.
Or is that where we're going? I think that's where we're going right now, and then we're trying to go to Autumn Dream later.
Well, that makes way more sense. Seashine's huge. You really haven't been to very many places, have you? If you can't even remember them.
Nope.
Well, great. So if we travel together, I will get to show you all the places I've been. And you can see
That
them.
sounds fun. I've only been to like 2 or 3 Gloamling cities, and then we came to the surface, and then we spent a really long time in Taju, and then we came over here, and then we just wandered through the desert, and then we went to this one place called Zagata. That's pretty much it.
Oh, that's where we met. Well, we didn't meet you. We met the one without the ear, Gorm. Right. We met him there. Nyla seemed to think he was like super cool and like he could kind of like do stuff. I didn't get it. He seemed super boring and really serious. But whatever. I guess we followed him. And then, let's see.
So you guys were participating in the scorpion hunt. Did you guys find any scorpions? Did you win the hunt?
No. I mean, we found scorpions. We didn't win. We didn't really care about winning. The scorpion hunt is lame.
And why were you doing it?
We're bored. And we hunt things. It's like, might as well. Make money. Also, you know, scorpion soup's pretty good. We're running out of things to talk about. This is not good. We need to continue talking. I have things in my tent. I collect things from all the places we've been, and there's these really cool, like, rocks from Tershan. Yeah, Tershan. I've been there once, and it was so cool. They were like these mountains we climbed up once. It was really cold. I didn't really like the cold, but the rocks were cool, and I have some.
Yes.
You want to see them?
Sure. I wonder if they're similar to the rocks that we have underground. That's where the Gloamlings live, underneath the mountains there.
They live under the mountains?
Yeah.
Wow. Is that why your wings are black and theirs are white? Because you have no sun?
I think they're black because black is just a cooler color. Don't they look much cooler when they're black?
I don't know. Every'll look pretty cool in the white.
Oh, dude, have you ever been to the Avriel cities? I really want to visit all the Avriel cities. That would be fun.
I've been to a couple. I don't like the rules. There's like rules. It depends on what color you go to, and then some rules are super strict, and some are like super free, which is not good. Don't go to the pirate ones. Not this fun.
The pirate Avriel? I haven't heard of that.
You haven't heard of the pirate Avriel?
No. What tribe do they belong to?
I don't remember their names. They're just like, they live in the north part, near water. But anyway, we weren't really supposed to go there. I went there. We went there and we passed by, and I wasn't really allowed to sneak out, but of course I stuck out. And again, I shouldn't have snuck out. But yeah, have you been to like the center city? It's up in the sky.
The center city of what?
Avriel.
No, I have not. I just said I've only been to like 5 cities in the whole world.
And like none of them are your own cities? Oh, that seems kind of silly.
I've been to 2 of the Gloaming cities in the Underdark.
Okay, so you're really sheltered. Cool. Okay, well, we're going to teach you lots of things. Anyway, come see my
I grew up living in the Daymane where I was like basically in this one building for like 50 years, and I'm only like, yeah, it was really boring. So I read a lot of books.
Well, I guess.
And sometimes when I was really young, I got the Daymane to pretend, and they would dress up like they were people from different races, and then I would pretend to be an explorer, and then we'd go around, and they'd have to pretend to be these races that they'd never even met before. It was really funny.
That sounds. Oh, we should do that here. We should make our friends do that. I mean, most of them are races I've never seen before, but we could still do it.
Harmony could pretend that he's a djinn. I'm sure he'd be really excited.
If he was one, like does he have to pretend to be one? Maybe he would rather be an Avriel. He's not really an Avriel now, is he?
The Gloamlings are a subsect of Avriel.
But obviously, it's like the Dragonborn and the Saurians are closely related, but like they're similar. Anyway, you want to see my rocks or no?
Sure.
Okay. Also, where are you sleeping? Because we like if you had tents next door, then it would be way easier to talk to each other. And also,
Well, I came here, I think, to try to find our arcane tent that we have. Have you seen Winter anywhere?
she went into the really pretty big tent.
Well, we should go over there and look for her.
See, I was going to do that, but she seems mad, so I didn't go and see if talk to her.
Winter seemed mad?
Yeah, she like walked into the tent like this.
Well, I think we should go see what's happening over there.
Okay, if you can get me into the tent, it has lots of pretty things, but Nyla said I wasn't allowed unless I was invited. So if I go with you, then I'm invited, and then I can see pretty things.
Okay, sounds perfect. Just don't break anything.
Sure.
Yeah.
Alright, so the two of you go to the tent. Let's see. With all the shenanigans that have gone by, Winter's probably asleep.
No, she's writing in her journal.
Okay. So then you enter the tent, and there's the curtain. As you get up to the tent, the curtains are closed, and there's a little bit of light coming from within.
And
Hello?
Then,
Winter?
You hear Curiosity's voice.
I get up and I go forward and open up the tent. Oh, hi.
Do you have the arcane tent?
Oh,
Also, can we see the pretty things inside? Sorry.
sure. And I open it up for them both to come in.
She immediately goes in and gets past curiosity before he can get in.
So how are your aunt and uncle?
They're doing good. Yeah. Oh, my aunt did give me this. She hands you the arcane tent. I kind of forgot to take it over there.
That's okay. I can take it over there.
Okay. That's good.
You hear a
So just thought that you were angry about something. Are you angry or are you okay?
I'm not happy.
Not happy about what?
A lot of things. But,
Mhm.
well, just don't understand. Like, Ari, it didn't make sense. The guy that I captured, which I captured, by the way, so if I captured, I should be able to let him go. But we're not going to go there. But I captured him, and then he was going to kill him. For
Is
no
that the
reason.
sound of the Saurian knocking over the whole tent?
she's tapping on all the baubles and like that are hanging up. She's just going.
Just don't touch this. Just, please, don't touch this. My aunt will not be happy if things get broken. Please, you can look, but don't, touch. Just, no.
Fine, I will draw.
Sure. Okay. But, yeah. It didn't make sense.
Yeah, I agree. Especially since he'd already been like burnt half to death. I don't think that we should have killed him.
We did it.
I know.
I stopped him. And then Grandpa was going to shoot him even after I took all the effort to save him. Like, are we like some bloodthirsty group?
I don't know. Maybe we are. That's why I tried to introduce the motion that all murdering had to be a unanimous vote, but they didn't go for that.
Wait, really? Can't go for it?
Everyone said that we would decide on a case-by-case basis instead. But I do think that Harmony and them were agreeing that in the future we were going to talk about decisions to kill people before we actually killed them. So I think that's an improvement.
It might be, but remember, we've got Gorm, who's okay with killing goblins that are not going to hurt us. We've got Bramble, who was going to shoot the guy I tried to save from Ari, who tried to kill the guy. So...
Yeah, but we also have you and Iggy and me and Rafi and Vinda. That's like a majority, right? How many people are in our group?
And me, of course, too. I don't like murder.
Oh, excellent.
Wait, is she...
Yes, I'm a lights arsenal. Curiosity, because I was part of the group.
Okay.
I said if you were part of Flight's Arsenal, then you could come to the next group meeting.
Which we all know that if is just a temporary of is.
Well, that what?
You gotta keep up, man, if you're going to be a part of my party.
Okay. Who invited her?
I invited
me?
you. Atlantean.
Okay. So, yeah. I'm not really, very happy with all of that right now. So.
Well, that makes sense. But it seems like we keep running into people who are not doing good things, like Laura, and then that other slaver guy that we were capturing. And I feel like we should probably make decisions now about future things, because I feel like we're going to keep running into bad people, and then people are going to want to murder them.
But we can't turn into those bad people that are trying to murder other people.
Right. That's why we shouldn't murder them.
Yes.
So we should call for another group meeting and then pass a majority vote that we can't kill anybody else.
Because they won't agree on it.
Yeah, but we just need a majority.
No, to really solve all your problems. Stop chasing people. Just chase animals. They're way easier. There's no morals.
That's helpful.
Okay, here's your some of your entry questions is: do you consider troglodytes animals or people?
I think I talked to one once, so I guess it'd be people.
Ah, excellent. Welcome aboard.
This is our only question we have to ask people.
Trog lives
Really
matter.
infiltrate
Trog
our
lives
group,
matter.
guys.
Well,
So easy.
one more question, Jess. What about goblins? What do you think of goblins? If
Goblin
they're not
lives
trying to
matter?
hurt you.
A goblin murdered my family, so they're evil. No, I'm kidding. I don't know. I've never met one. I don't know.
Okay. That was
Well, there was this one time when we were in this weird cave, and then we found these like sort of possessed goblin people, and then everybody wanted to murder them, but then like I think I healed them, and then yeah, and there were also these skeletons that dissolved into dust when I tried to heal them. It was really creepy.
They all were killed. Curiosity. They
Wait,
were all
what?
killed.
But we're all
The
killed.
goblins were killed.
What? I thought we were gonna put them in that jail cell.
We did, and Gorm went back and killed them all.
What? When did that happen?
On our way out. You were too distracted with the staff and whatever happened with that Jin rift thing, and he went off and killed the goblins. Nobody
Oh,
did
Jin
anything.
Rift thing. Harmony's Jin.
What?
Wait, what?
Yeah, Harmony is a quarter Jin. Apparently his grandmother was a Jin. That's what Rafi told us.
Wait, she didn't know. You told me first. Oh, that's so cool.
Thanks. Yes.
Don't feel bad. Everyone tells me everything. They like me.
Well, I
Okay.
just saw her before I saw you.
Okay.
Shh, don't take this away from me.
Yes, you can have this one, Jess.
Okay, well, how about the three of us write up a contract about not killing people in the future unless the entire group agrees, and then we get all the group members to sign it tomorrow.
6 tape. I shall write.
Okay.
Okay, but it's not gonna work, but we can try. I like
Okay.
your optimism. Curiosity.
Thank you.
I
And
was just
Jess,
fucking-
you too. You can write it, Jess. And
Obviously,
You like writing.
I'm the only one with the pen and the paper. Who else was gonna write? Chapter 1: How to not kill people.
no, not a book. Just
A contract.
Can the contract have chapters 2?
I think with the people in the community that we're trying to get to sign it, it should be as short as possible.
They don't like to read.
Well, that's really sad. How do they go anywhere?
Maybe Harmony. Does Harmony read? I never noticed that.
No, Harmony is dyslexic.
Oh, that's sad.
But maybe we can tell him that the contract is about something else, and then he will sign it before he realizes what it's about.
A prank. I love pranks. That's great.
And then we can show him that, hey, his name's on here.
Wait,
And then we can tell the others, hey, look, Harmony already signed this, too.
Okay.
Okay, are you gonna dictate or are we gonna talk
I
about
think
it?
he'd be a little mad if you found out that's what happened. So,
Well, that's when you just hide. When a prank goes wrong, you hide. Everyone knows that.
Harmony flies, and he can see really well, so...
Well, I'm really small and can hide in tiny places, so like, who's gonna? I can't write like stuff without you talking. So
Okay, Curiosity tries to come up with an agreement about
okay.
not killing people.
So we'll say that you guys spend the night doing that and then eventually fall asleep.
And we'll keep the arcane tent hostage until people sign it.
I do eventually just give up on both of them and go into my room, fall asleep, and just leave them.
Just assumes that this is an invitation to have a slumber party, and you'll all end up in your room asleep.
Okay, as long as Winter sleeps, she's fine. She doesn't care.
Yeah, you guys eventually, your contract turns into a slumber party in Winter's room, and that's where you all three of you spend
I have snacks, so
But do we finish the contract? That's the real
No,
question.
no.
No. How do we make a roll?
Sure, you can make a roll. I will but oppose this.
What kind of roll is this?
I'm going to say Constitution, Stamina, because you're trying to stay awake while also writing.
Oh, and I did let my uncle and aunt know that there's people here, so they weren't like...
They were already asleep when they came over. Like, they were already in their bedroom asleep.
I woke them up.
You woke them.
Really,
Okay, I got a
really
15.
nicely. I was just like, hey, don't freak out, but some of my friends are here.
They just kind of nod at you and tell you to leave.
Is there guards
Mhm.
stations? Well,
Yeah.
this is going on. Okay. Well, regardless, Bramwell would just kind of like stay outside and just reflect on everything and reflect on his past and things.
Yes, Curiosity, you finished. You finished the contract,
Yay.
but barely. It
Is the sun just coming up?
Oh, it was like we had just finished it and we all fell asleep right at the last.
But it is in Jissa's book, so she has it. All right. With that, since it is now 10 o'clock, we will take our 10-minute break.
All right,
Yay.
stream. Give us like 10 minutes or so, and we should be right back. Until then, y'all go ahead and chill out and reset computers and whatever else you need to do. We're going to take a 10-minute break. We'll be right back. Those of you who have been watching, thank you for being patient and giving us a moment to take a break. We'll continue on with the fun and adventure and party dynamics. Let's see what happens for the rest of the night. Go ahead, Sarah. It's your show. I hope.
Well, if Kyler doesn't make any more faces, it will be. Stop! I can't handle it. You know it.
Do I need to send Rock or Jeffrey over there?
Won't help. You'll make it into a hilarious scene.
Yeah, I would.
We all know it's gonna be far worse the next time Star Wars starts up. So
Oh no.
Okay. Stop! I'm calming down.
Oh, I know who that is.
Okay, we're getting back into things. So, okay, you guys have slept through the night, and
I think that's it.
three of you, some of you know where some of you are. Most people don't know where Winter or Curiosity or Jess are, because fortunately that trio is in their own area. Harmony, where did you eventually go to sleep?
I am sleeping on top of King, looking at the stars.
Okay. You feel a nudge on your shoulder, picking you up.
I look at the nudge.
You see Nihilus carefully standing over you, not to be threatening or, just sort of letting you know he's there. Good morning.
Well, it's morning. I'll give you that part of your statement.
See, the night did not treat you as well. My apologies. But since you seem to be the leader of this group, I think we should probably get going soon. BT and Rak told me that they've watched your old friends. They will not be coming anywhere near the caravan.
Cool. So which way are you going?
Well, to be honest, I don't think it's a bad idea to tag along with you guys for a little bit of time. We've been wandering on our own, and I don't think it's good for Jess a bit particularly. But also, Betsy could do with some company. She gets a little testy when it's just the four of us.
I get testy the more of us there are. So, don't really understand that logic, but, you know, it's fine by me. We can use some people that are competent. I'll always take some competent people.
I appreciate the compliment. I thought maybe you would like to stick at the front with me. Could get to know each other a little bit better.
That sounds like a good idea.
Good.
But we should go get everybody else.
Yes, I think it would be best if I went and got the younger ones. Perhaps you could go find the rest.
Sure. That works.
Yes. I've already spoken with the leaders of this caravan. They say you're an advanced scout group, yes?
Yep, we're trying to keep the caravan out of trouble. We haven't kept ourselves out of trouble, but caravan so far has been kept out of trouble.
Well, you've been doing a fairly good job. I just think it's mostly lack of experience. If I'm not mistaken, gloamlings are not exactly used to the desert.
Yeah, we've been out here for a while. What, 4, 5 years almost?
But you haven't really tracked through the desert in all those years, have you?
3, we were in Dragonborn City.
Well, that won't really afford you much experience. They are
No.
fancy.
Anyway, yeah, I'll go get everybody.
Alright, well, we'll meet on the outside of the canyon, just out there. BT and Rackles will be waiting for you. Rack doesn't say anything, so talk to BT.
Cool.
And at this point, Bramble wakes up, or Jeffrey wakes up Bramble, and they start to just kind of mosey over and find people.
Yeah.
Eyeless waves at you.
Yeah, since it's at the top of the canyon, we have to go down into the canyon. I'm assuming most of the camp is inside the canyon.
Mm-hmm. They're with
Great ambush spot. Nothing could go wrong. Brilliant. Archers from the sides. No problems.
Not an issue at all.
So yeah, I'll fly down to her, Bramble and MR.
Morning.
Morning. Gorm and everybody else up yet?
I've just woke up myself. I was going to look.
Cool. Us and the other Saurians are going to come with us for a bit.
Sounds good.
You can always use the extra muscle. And the extra experience.
Yes. We may learn things from each other.
Yeah. Sorry I got mad at you yesterday. I'm just...
I completely understand, my friend. It was a long time.
We just got to have each other's backs.
Yep, I agree.
Good. I'll see if we can keep that promise to each other.
Yes. And if anything we've learned last night, I promise you have my back. Or I have your back. Hopefully you have my back.
Well, I haven't left anybody behind yet.
Nope.
Don't plan on starting.
No.
So we're looking for Gorm and Aerie and Vinda.
Yes.
We're taking the hobbits to Isengard. Because Gorm usually gets pretty early, but he was also beat up, so is he still sleeping?
I imagine this is one of the few times where he's woken up after the sun has risen. So, it depends on what time it is.
We'll just say you slept in a little. Bramble, Harmony, you managed to find Gorm and Aerie, and of course Vinda's wherever Aerie is. So you gather them up, go to the edge of the canyon.
Right, I'm first making sure, see if Gorm has gear or not. Because I sent Winter to go get gear and things. So we're going to see how that turns out before we depart.
Yeah, Gorm, you did get some stuff. I forgot to grab
The stuff is actually in a bag in the back of the room. Like, I gotta get the stuff.
Got his
Here's a
from
bow.
yesterday.
Boom. Here's an arrow. You have one arrow. There you go.
Don't tempt me. I'll make a bunch of cosplay stuff and hand it out. Great. Alright. Yes. They know you're an archer, so they give you a short bow and 2 quivers of arrows. They give you some leather armor. And they give you, let's say they give you a backpack with some like basic gear. So like rations and flint and steel. And a water skin. Actually, they'll give you 2 water skins.
Okay, I just need to look up how many arrows are in a quiver.
40, I think, right?
20.
20. I forgot I gave myself ludicrous amount of arrows.
Well, they're dirt cheap.
Yeah.
That is true.
But sadly, I have to make entirely new. Oh wait, no, thankfully, I have made short bow things already somehow. So
And they'll also give you a short sword. And that's, yeah.
I have a really rusty dagger that's got stuck in my neck if you want it.
And then also I say to Gorm, if you want to look, I have 2 bows and 2 swords I found. If you want to see if they're any better.
Farmer will look at the bows and hope one is a longbow.
One of them is.
You may have it, my friend.
Thank you.
So, Gorm, you might not want to talk about it, but... So, the ear thing, were they asking you questions?
Yes.
I'm asking what about? Prisoner hinted that they were trying to capture me in Curiosity. But the succubus that's been causing problems.
Yes, they were asking me about you two, I believe. I don't really know anything, so...
And this is why I tell Curiosity not to tell anybody anything, because then nobody actually knows anything. Although I'm sorry that you lost an ear for it.
I don't really pay attention to what he says. After a certain amount of time with him, I've learned that I should just block it all out.
That's a good move. Well, if that bandit ever crosses paths with us again, I'll make sure he doesn't come back from it alive.
I agree.
So, Harry, how are you doing? The 4 murder hobo people are together. We're plotting our murder hoboness. Everyone will die.
Poor Vinda's in the locket listening.
Yeah, she probably is. So far, the morning greets me well. How does it greet you?
Better than an arrogant cat trying to tell me things. The Saurians are coming with us for a bit, which is welcome news to me.
Alright. Would help would definitely go a long way. At least in our task of scouting out ahead.
Yeah, now the city was gonna fetch the younger ones, so we're supposed to be at the edge of the canyon whenever everybody's ready to go. If we need to resupply, we should probably do that now since we're back at the caravan again. Don't yawn on me, Barry. I need awake, Airy. Not asleep, Airy.
Sorry, I've apparently not been getting enough sleep. Or not sleeping well, so... I don't know why.
Could be because of our battles.
Oh no, now it's contagious. No, Bazak is yawning. No! Fight the urge. Okay, are we getting anything, or are we all just gonna go? Or something to do? Does Vinda need to do anything?
The necklace to, Vinda pops out of the necklace to poke and
Good morning, Vinda. How are you today?
hungry. But where's
Where's who?
Getting in and out.
you not hearing me?
It's cutting in and
Food?
Food. Oh, okay. I do believe for food we are still on our own, but
There's a communal pot.
okay.
People have been making food for everyone.
Otherwise, I figure follow your nose, because there's a campfire over there. There should be something there if you wish to grab something.
Vinda flies off.
You get waved by some of the caravanners. And they invite you over to eat with them.
out. Jeffrey sniffs the air and looks at me, and I nod, and we kind of head over there.
Alright, so you guys
We should
gather.
eat quickly.
It's to go.
Is it styrofoam? That's a plague on the world.
So that'll be 4 bacon, egg, and cheese biscuits to go.
I gave you 2 20s.
It was 3 20s.
I'd actually prefer the sausage, egg, and cheese McMuffin, but okay.
We'll have a special order for you.
I'm just gonna need 6 servings of hash browns.
okay.
Like an MLT, mutton, lettuce, tomato.
I'll get that changed for you right away, sir.
Reroute back to.
You guys gather your totally not McDonald's breakfast food and head to the canyon. And eventually you get up there and you see the smaller, blue-skinned Saurian man. It's like just sharpening an axe up against the canyon, and you see the bigger, muscled woman. Seems to be playing with the string on her bow. She looks up at you. So we're going with you, I guess.
Yeah. The more the merrier. Okay, maybe not merrier. But Airy sings, so I guess the merrier.
Oh.
It all depends on the audience. If you need me to sing, I can sing.
I don't need you to sing.
Oh, okay, then I don't need to sing. But I can make our foes tremble before us if need be.
Honesty is a good quality.
Or you could just kill them. That's what I do.
Yes, that's usually a good tactic.
Don't honestly know why we're following with you all, but Nihilus says it's good for us. Well,
there's no
it'll give someone else to listen to Jizz all night long.
Yeah, see, you'll get nice peace and quiet because she'll be busy talking to Curiosity and Winter all the time.
That's a nice thing to hope for. It won't happen. We're still in close proximity.
No, just sleep over the hill. Put some cloth in your ears.
She takes them out.
But only if she finds you over the top of the hill.
You know what? I'll just let you discover her for yourself.
Oh, I think I discovered her. Speaking of which, I thought they were going to be eating this here. And I was going to fetch them.
No, if Nihilus is getting them, he'll get them. It just takes just a while to get ready.
Alright. Oh, Vinda, I was meaning to ask you. You paying attention?
What?
Yes. When I was trying to get Gorm out of the bandit camp, there was I think it was a spell of some sort. I don't know. It felt like I don't know, time was rewinding. So I had Gorm in my hands, and we were flying away, and then I was getting like pulled back, and then I got hit with a dagger on the back of the head. But Gorm, that didn't actually happen, did it? It felt weird. Did that actually happen? What was your recollection of that?
I don't know. What was my recollection of that?
As far as you know, Harmony flew in towards you. Something clearly hit him, and he veered off. He missed you.
Oh, you missed me.
Well, I missed you. Is there anything that could do that you're aware of? I don't know if that's like your realm of magic or not. But it was weird because the prisoner we had.
Might be, or it might be time. It might be either feet or time.
Would I know of what he's talking about?
Have Ari and Vinda, you can roll Arcana checks.
Roll on that. 6s. All 6s. Somebody go. I want to know what kind of magic the succubus has.
I'm just staring at you all like you're talking gibberish.
Alright, let's see here. Where's my dice? With luck.
That would be arcane.
Vinda, are you specialized in fate magic?
Yes.
You can add
Yeah,
that.
I have the fate.
Focus?
Focus.
Yep, you can add that instead.
Total of 14 from Arethias.
Okay, so that's 15.
15? Okay. You both are familiar with fate magic. It's one of the Guardian realms. In fact, the Windrunner sect of Guardians. The Guardian, her ability is that she can see the future. But you know that as far as manipulating time itself, that's sort of seen as the antithesis of the one true light, in that you're trying to change his plans. And so, like, you can sort of see things that might happen and use that to your advantage, but as far as like what he's describing, where it like changed events, that's not really something that's encouraged. It's not a kind of magic you really know about.
As far as I can tell, Harmony, whatever magic this is, it's, from the sounds of it, it's time manipulation, which is not good. It is pretty much considered anathema to those who follow the light here in Cutis.
So we're talking
Okay, I think I'm a
shadow
little bit
summons.
out of character confused. This is to be different than the what's it called? Celerity?
Celerity, Celtry, it makes things go faster, not necessarily rewind.
Or slower.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can like slow time. But you can't change events. Like, you can manipulate things around you for your betterment, but you can't like physically change an event.
Yeah.
Okay.
Arethias
It's a very-
has celerity.
Faster or slower, but not rewind.
Right.
Yeah. Because rewind is more of a rewrite.
The other thing too is the nature of Fate Arcana is sort of wishy-washy. It's difficult to kind of pin. So neither one of you, I mean, Vinda, you know a little bit more being a follower of the Windrunner magic, but like kind of the very nature of it is that it's not really defined, like, you know, Pyrophernal or Earth Arcana, or those are the other three guardians. She, by her power, her domain is by its very nature kind of fluid.
So we're talking shadow soul magic of some sort then.
Might not necessarily be shadow soul, but is definitely magic that is against the light, and therefore.
You know, I classify that all as shadow soul magic, so
Pretty
I'll
much,
go with a
yes.
yes on that. Okay, so, well, if the person we were talking to can be believed, I mean, none of the bandits actually possess the magic, which means no Laura has that ability, which means if we fight her again, if she can undo something, rewind something so it never
joy.
happened, we need to be very careful. And have two ways of killing her at the same time.
Yeah.
And does one, the other one kills her instead.
Maybe.
I
Yeah.
don't know that's how rewinding time works.
Several,
If you're being shot with 1,000 arrows and you rewind time, it rewinds all of the arrows hitting you, not just one arrow.
No, not simultaneously. It's like at the same, like in the same fight. We need two separate traps that murder her.
Yeah, maybe more than two.
Yeah.
From the sounds of it,
Kill it. It's like, excuse me, how much magic points does that spell cost, and how many magic points do you have? Okay, we're gonna need to kill you 37 times. Good.
Alternatively, have something so gigantic she can't possibly alter time enough to save herself.
pretty much.
I'm all for collapsing buildings.
Only there were nuclear bombs.
We regened all our magic points, correct? I forgot about that. Okay, good.
How much health do you regain for resting?
Actually, you guys,
Plus your constitution.
if you guys were near the camp, you guys got like half my level, or half
No, Harmony
my-
was not near the camp.
There was Gorm.
Well,
Yeah,
then
there
y'all
are
did.
It's benefits to sleeping next to the guard. He has powers.
Yes, but Harmony was
Yeah.
feeling sulky.
That was half of 45, whatever that is. It's after 5. I can't do math.
So how much do I regain if I'm not near that half constitution plus something?
For that is
No, just in general for recovering health.
should be. Yeah, it should be your level plus stuff, plus con,
Is it plus constitution stamina or just plus constitution?
just con, as I recall. There's the magic points. Now where's the health?
Are you guys looking to the health still?
Yeah. Can't turn the page.
So what's the base regain for overnight?
Yeah. Ooh, what page was it?
Okay. When you get some sleep, if you at least 6 hours, you gain a 10 plus constitution plus level in health.
Oh, 10 plus constitution plus level. Nice. Okay, I'm fully healed. Awesome. Finally. Yay! I went to the last fight not fully healed. From the first fight. This is good.
That's why you should stay near the bard. That was like last night. That was 20 some odd health, 22, 23.
It's nice to be fully healed again, minus a
Right.
year.
Fully healed.
Yes, fully healed.
Fully healed, not fully put together.
I didn't need that year anyways.
Yeah,
You smell all your prey.
something like that.
You don't like listening to people talk anyway.
Now you can really look at them and say, "What?
Makes me want to stab them.
I don't want to stab you quite as much now." Why is that?
So then we're going to present the contract to them, and then they're going to sign it, right? That's what you said. You said that they're going to sign it, but I don't know how we're going to get them to do that. As you hear,
Well,
the
we should
younger
sign it
ones
first.
go,
I take it and sign it.
She waits, and then she gives it
Ooh,
to Sarah.
hey,
Hello, little fairy.
hey, let's
I signed
kind
it.
of let's
We're signing a non-murder hobo contract.
Murder hobo? What's a murder hobo?
I'll tell you about it later. Something I read about once.
I would posit that hobos don't exist in your universe because trains don't exist.
Or everyone's a
exist in
hobo.
you don't even know what exists in my world. Maybe hobo came over for a different reason.
Technically, hobo should exist, but
And don't trains exist in the gnome area?
Shh, you know secrets no one else does. Shh. Okay, it's
The
not fair.
world
that-
traveler.
Just imagining gnome vagrants with a stick. A stick and a little bag on the end.
I mean, that's not really that far-fetched. She shows it to you, Linda, and you see their non-murder hobo contract is like very. It's way more detailed than they planned it out to be.
Whoa.
You should sign. We are
What
all
is all
signing.
It basically says that in order for the party to kill people, it requires all of us to agree to kill them. Then we won't have any spontaneous murdering happening. In cold blood. If they're our captive in cold blood, we can't just murder them without the full consent of the group.
And if they don't have weapons,
Yeah.
too,
Right, that's in
because
the
then they're
contract.
completely harmless. Mostly.
Nihilus just walks with his head down through everything, and he looks at
Can
you.
you tear it up before we get to
So
that?
do you want to sign it?
Sounds good. Why that's long?
You don't have to read it. Just sign at the bottom. We'll read it later.
I fell asleep a long time before they finished it, so I don't actually know what's all on there.
Yeah, just tell me if anyone shoves it into Gorm's hands.
Jess is avoiding you. Like, she
I
doesn't
think
really-
we're all like, yeah, he won't sign it.
Signature page is page 2 of the document. So we
There's a
just
page
hold it for you to see the first page, and then we hand you the second page for you to sign.
And if you do that, I will tell you what happened.
Well, we'll have to find out.
She hands you the pen. Can you write with pens? Like it's as big as you. Wait, I know. Hold on. She takes out her little ink bottle. Put your hand in this, and then you go like that on the page.
Okay.
And ink doesn't come off very easily.
I don't know about that. Yeah, that's
You
maybe
have to sign
something.
it. You have to sign it, and this is the only way to do it.
Out of character, this is a public notification that we do not endorse public peer pressure.
We don't endorse public
Disclaimer.
murdering either.
Maybe is there like a little twig or something that's small enough for me to?
If you want to do it the boring way, sure.
a twig out here? Okay.
You could just use your
Sure, we'll
sewing
find a
needle
desert
and then
tree.
wash it off in some water.
And you can probably find some sort of piece of brush
Or-
or scrub. And
Even
Oh, perfect! You transform
little
into a
needle
bird,
from a cactus.
pull a tiny quill out of it, and then it'll be small enough for you to
No. Ow.
yeah, there'd be some blood there.
That might
Those
cause
don't
a
come out
reversion
easily.
Yeah, that might cause a reversion from bird form.
Just enough nonsense. We have to go. And he waves the rest of you over. Harmony, in the lead with me. The rest of you in the middle. Beatty, in the middle. Rack, you get the back. Everyone else, forward. Well, we'll just have to talk about it on the trip. See, I'll just... And then she starts, like, trying to get people to sign as they walk by. So you guys make your way onward. And we're gonna. Okay, it's gonna seem like I'm skipping a lot, but it's because the next thing isn't gonna happen for like several days, and so I want to get to the next thing. So.
Wait, we have to find out what happens to the murder hobo contract.
Well, that's
Maybe I use some of my. I've probably got some charcoal sticks. So it's not ink, but
Okay, who all sign? Let's just get this. Who all signs the murder hobo contract when it's presented to them?
No.
Bramble would only sign it if either it is already in the contract or added to the contract that no one would let anybody go unless the group agrees. And that's the only way he would sign.
This is a murder contract, not a let
Then
go.
he won't sign. You can addend the contract to have both. That's the only way he would sign.
Winter will also point out that she captured the guy. It was her captive. It was not their captive.
We're a group.
So,
We're a group.
yeah,
Actually, your golem captured him, but then pinned him. But then me and Ari are the ones who actually like.
Because if
captured
you
him.
hadn't survived in other battles, that would have never happened.
Aerithas
Moving
wouldn't
on.
sign it. But as we're
What does the
journeying-
committee on the non-hobo murder hobo contract want to do? Do we want to add an addendum to it?
But as we're traveling through at least the first day, Aerithas is humming a little tune to himself.
I mean, I don't really see the downside. Because here's the thing: if we could always like let them go secretly, like.
And Bramble would have heard that, so then he'd say, if that happened, then it's null and void his signature.
He doesn't know anything about contracts. That's not how they work.
Actually, he would. Because
The hobo contract. Let's just write this contract that we won't let them go, and then secretly let them go. It doesn't
Like,
have
if you write in the
contracts
language,
work.
if you secretly let them go without it, it voids the contract and they can be murdered. But you have to
I
do the
think
wording on
after-
this amendment.
I think after hearing that, Gorm asks to read the contract.
We'll read it out loud to you. We'll read it out loud to you.
And at this point, Jeffrey licks his lips.
At this point, Harmy is happy he's up in the front with Nihilus instead.
Curiosity suggests that we amend the contract to include Bramble's stipulation.
I second the motion.
What does Winter think?
as long as it's signed, we don't kill people.
Okay, cool. We write the amendment in.
Not touching it.